18th anniversary, to say that it's, I think it's special because of what's going on the last, year and a half. We didn't have to pivot dramatically in order to get through it. It wasn't like, we got to change our whole business model. And so when we get to the pandemic and you're thinking, oh my gosh, you guys are going to have to pivot. I'm like, no, we're really not. Because this is who we are and this is how we got here. Maybe there's a downturn and we don't make as much money or we're not as profitable. But man, does everybody keep their job? Are their families good? Are we happy? Are our clients, are we doing everything we can to help our clients? It's pretty simple. It's people over profit. That has always kind of been at the core of who we are. And so when you go in through a tough time, whether it's Harvey, whether it's a pandemic, whatever that looks like, I think that if you kind of always, that's really at the core. It's not changing and having to pivot and change who you are as a company. So I think that it was pretty natural to be able to get through it.
Our first space was tiny.
It was 4 offices and a bullpen.
And I can still see you calling Overture when we were trying to figure this out and talking to Jim Burns.
Yeah, we didn't have a clue. We just were picking up the phone trying to figure it out.
We did get up and go to work every day. Some of us dress differently than others. If we're going to be a big boy company, we've got to act the part.
For myself personally, I bought a house in May. I got married in June. My wife got pregnant in August. In November, I came home and said, hey, honey, good news. We're going to go start a business.
Bison Profab just asked, how do you get me on the internet? He wanted to show up on Google. And Jeff just responded, I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Brad and I have had and still have a very strong relationship. And he just said, hey, can you get me there? And I said, I don't know. Can you give me a week? And he said, take as much time as you want. I would rather do it with somebody that I know and that I know will look out for for our best interest. That's when we decided, let's figure something out. Yeah. Brad's response was, it was like a light switch.
I go back to that moment and how important that moment was. If Jeff just goes, man, that's not what we do. Or if Anita doesn't figure out how to do it. Or if we didn't go to the next company and say, hey, look, this is the results we saw. Let's do it for you. There were so many things that we didn't understand, but at the core of it is, hey, let's go help these people.
What we saw was we can differentiate these companies on Google, on Yahoo, with very little budget because we understand their business. And that was so exciting. And we knew that was that formula that was going to help these companies, and they succeeded over and over again.
Seeing the excitement that we have for other companies' success is at the core of how this works. I wish all of our teammates could see it through our lens and understand the impact that we as a company over 18 years that we've had for a lot of these other businesses. There was also a lot of moments that just validated that, man, we're on the right track and we're doing the right thing. The Google AdWords certified.
Our company is one of the first 100 certified because that's what it meant. It was like, wow,
it's pretty cool.
That is a really big deal. There are only 100 of us out of the thousands of people who
Tens of thousands, 100,000.
Yeah.
How many people now? But being part of that partnership, I think, again, is another moment that legitimized us as a company. 2008, along the same amount of time as we made a decision at that moment that we were going to start selling SEO and doing website production in-house. That was really, we came up with a model of the CRT and how we were going to build SEO. Huge milestone.
Starting off with 5 teammates, when we got to 30, that was this big, like, wow, we're at 30 people. Then we got to 60 people. And, we're double that now.
We hire an individual, we don't hire based on experience. And I couldn't tell you the last 10 people, 20 people that we've hired. I couldn't tell you where they went to school. Unless they were Aggies, and then I'll definitely know that. But we hired them because of who they are. And I think it goes along with these core values that you really have to hire somebody who you think embodies your core values and can fall in, because we feel as though that we can train people and we can teach them that technical skills, but what we cannot teach them is who they are at their core.
It's important to have values and a benchmark. And, over the last year with, year and a half with everything going on with the pandemic, we looked at our core values as an opportunity for our team to be involved in that. And what was really exciting to see is that a lot of them stayed the same, which, just solidified that we had a very sound and strong foundation.
You can't stray from it. You can't say this is who we are and hire people that do not embody that.
What's new at TopSpot? So much. Video is an important part of a digital strategy. And last year was just that moment that this is absolutely necessary.
Yep.
Let's do this. Being able to roll this out and offer it and just complement our overall team. It is absolutely exciting.
Yeah, it's cool. So what else is new? Well, there was a really big change in moving our sales team. Our sales team had traditionally been independent contractors, and we made them all employees.
Our technology team continuing to evolve in that space and create different types of reports that just give insight into how to grow their strategy or how to grow their business, even
Right.
from a prospecting standpoint. It's a solution that we can offer to many, but it's still so unique to them and helps their specific business.
Right. 18th anniversary. I think it's special because of what's gone on the last year and a half, going into 2 years now, just because it reminds you of a sense of resilience and kind of going back to who we are, and we revisiting our core values and coming up with our social contract. And it still goes back to kind of who we've always been. Is like, okay, well, what's next, and how are we going to do this differently? And I think we as a group, we're focused on making TopSpot a great place to work today, tomorrow, next week. Where we're at 5 years from now, I be a lot older. I'll be in we'll be in our 50s in 5 years from now. Oh my gosh, you start going into panic mode a little bit. But I do think we're just going to continue to focus on people, and I think that where it leads us 5 years from now, and hopefully we're on the Houston Chronicle best places to work 5 years from now. And if we are, then everything else is taking care of itself, and I feel very confident in that.